from the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette, and we're going to go ahead and put that into the crease of our eyes. So I've already taped my eyes off. As you guys know, um, I do this all the time before I put my foundation on, just because it gives you a nice clean cut line to work with if you're doing a very intricate liner or a detailed shadow look like I'm doing here. So just go ahead and get that in the crease, blend it out, and then we're going to go into the color Talk Derby to Me. And this is where the tape comes in handy. I'm using a flat brush from e.l.f. and I'm gonna go in and do a very dramatic winged eyeshadow look. That tape comes in handy so you don't have to go back in with a makeup remover to straighten the lines out. Now do your best to get the lines on both of your eyes even. I have a heavier fold on one of my eyes, so you'll notice throughout the video that one of my eyes looks a little bit different. I couldn't get the eyeshadow completely symmetrical, unfortunately. So just go ahead and go in there, and you're going to just kind of start filling that in. Here shortly, I will change off camera and fill all that in with a different brush because this one started being a little bit difficult to work with when filling. So next we're going to go in with the color Bellini. And Bellini, I originally was just going to put it there right next to the Talk Derby to Me color, but I ended up putting that over my whole entire lid. With putting it over the whole lid, I end up adding other colors, as you'll see here shortly, to kind of give a gradient effect to fading from that dark purple shimmery color to this lighter color purple. So what I end up doing here is going in after I filled in the whole entire lid. I'm going to end up using Peach Pit and Delectable from the Sweet Peach palette. I actually don't end up showing you guys those colors in the video, but that is what I end up going in with to create the gradient effect to that eye look. And next we're going on into those two colors that I mentioned. So here I'm grabbing a little bit of the Delectable color and I am putting, actually no, I'm grabbing Peach Pit. My bad. I'm putting Peach Pit kind of on top of the color Bellini that we already laid down to create a different shade of purple, more of like an iridescent-y purple, fading from that darker purple that we put down. And then what I end up doing is going back into the palette and I tap a little bit into Delectable to kind of marry the colors together a little bit. And as you see there, it's a little bit off balance. So I already went in with a foundation that was way too light for me and didn't do anything coverage-wise. So I'm going to be using, what is this stuff called? EX1 Invisiwear, a liquid foundation in F400, and just putting that right on top of the foundation I already applied. That ended up making me look kind of like a ghost. So just go ahead and blend that in all on the face. And I actually missed part of a clip. I actually put under eye concealer on corrector. So I used the Becca orange corrector first before I put that other foundation on. But for some reason that clip must have gotten lost. But then I just put the foundation on top of it. Blend it, blend it, blend it. And then we're going to move on. So next I'm going to be going in with my concealer, my Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer in the color Light Neutral. And just going to go ahead and put that in all the areas of the face where we want to conceal and highlight. Under the eyes, on the sides of the nose where I tend to get a little bit of hormonal redness, up the bridge of the nose, in the center of the forehead, your cupid's bow, and your chin. And just go ahead and work on blending that all out. Now after that's all blended in, I just go back in with my foundation brush just to kind of blur the lines between the foundation and the concealer so it doesn't look like weird lines of demarcation on your face. And then we're going to go on with some cream contouring. So I'm going to use All Natural Cream Color Base by MAC. I actually really like this shade. I've never seen this shade of contour or cream product before. It's kind of a mustardy, olivey, brownish green almost. But I find on my skin it works nicely as a very light contour shade. That's something good to put down for your powder to stick to. I usually don't cream contour, but when I do, this is what I reach for. And just kind of sculpting out the nose a little bit. I usually don't do this, but I said, hey, why not? I got the time. Let's play with sculpting the nose. Put a little bit underneath your bottom lip to kind of create a powderier effect. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, you'll see that that actually really worked. My picture I put on Instagram, my bottom lip looks huge. And like, I didn't overdraw it. It's pretty crazy. So that tip does work, definitely. So sculpt out your jawline if you need to. I figured why not? Might as well. And then we're going to go ahead and start blending all of this out. So just using a foundation brush and just kind of blending it upwards for the cheek contour so that we don't create a dirty look to the face. And just blend everything out. And once you get to that point, we're going to go in with some powder. Alright guys, going in with the Wet n Wild Contour and Highlight Palette, and I'm going to be using the fair shade in there to set the under eye. This palette is the Dulce de Leche palette. So just go ahead and going in that to set our under eye concealer in all the places that we placed that concealer on, just to brighten up the face a bit. Now going in with that bronzer shade in the Highlight and Contour palette by Wet n Wild with a little fun e.l.f. brush that I absolutely love for bronzing the face. I forgot I actually had it and found it when I was cleaning my brushes, so that made me really excited. So just laying that down on all the areas that we placed that cream product to set all that into place. And then after we've put all the powder on the concealer and the cream contour areas, any areas that are left, I'm going to go back in with a little bit of face powder and kind of just blend everything together, powder the areas that I haven't got powder on. So I'm going to use the Fit Me powder by Maybelline to do that. And we're just using a little Tarte Kabuki brush to rub in any areas that needed a little bit more powder and blend everything out. So going back into that Sweet Peach palette and using the shade that we put in that outer crazy wing we're doing, Talk Derby to Me, I'm using the same brush that we used to create the thick shadow wing and just going in very, very closely right at the eyelash line to create a little bit of depth. On top of that, we're going to end up smudging it out with another shadow here shortly. So then we're going into another color in the Sweet Peach palette called Puree, and I'm going to use that just to smoke out the lower lash line. So next I'm going in with Nectar from the Sweet Peach palette and highlighting our inner corners with that. So I'm just packing that on the inner corner as well as in the lower lash line where we didn't apply those darker shades just to brighten up the eye a little bit. And then next we're going to go into a little bit of fun, a little bit of highlighting. I'm going to be using the Jaclyn Hill and Becca Cosmetics palette, using that center shade, I believe it's called Amaretto. I'll have it all in the down bar for you guys. And I'm going to use that to blush up our cheeks a little bit. And then we'll still stick with that palette to do a little bit of highlighting. Who am I kidding? Why did I say a little bit of highlighting? We're going to do a hell of a lot of highlighting. So I'm going to go in with the Champagne Pop color in that palette and highlight our cheekbones, down the bridge of the nose, the tip of the nose, and even dusting that on our brow bone just to create a little bit of brightness to that area of the face. Now I am going to go in with Prosecco Pop when it comes to highlighting my upper lip and Cupid's bow area, just to switch it up because we're playing with makeup right now and nothing's wrong when you play with makeup. So just go ahead and get all your whole entire face glistening like a glazed donut in a good way. And we will be moving on to the lips here shortly. And I'm checking myself out, making sure the highlight is glowing from outer space. And moving on to the lip, going to use an Ofra lip pencil that I actually really didn't care for. It kind of crumbled as you applied it, but it is a pretty color. And unfortunately, I didn't get for you guys the lip stick that I'm actually using, but it is a Wet n Wild lipstick. I will have that name linked in the down bar. My camera actually stopped recording when I applied that part, but this, guys, coming up is the finished look. I hope you enjoy, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you.